Good morning. So this reading is for Friday, July 18th. And so let's get a little bit around our past. Present energy. Okay. So I will just call out the Wheel of Fortune just showed up. So let's see. Tell me about future energy. I was trying to clarify. We have the devil showing up here. And so I don't like when the devil shows up. So I wanted to understand more around that. So looking here, bottom of the deck, I am getting the Hanged Man. And so the Hanged Man is about seeing things from a different perspective. And it feels like today is a wait and see, a look and see just what is going on. Almost you're on a journey, you're on a path. I'm actually getting an image of a bridge and kind of driving along a bridge, but there's kind of a scenic look off point. And so kind of pulling into this kind of designated space to park and be able to just kind of look out and see everything, see what's ahead of you, kind of take a look and see what you left behind. That's what this energy feels like today. It's kind of being in that space, that lookout area, being able to identify where you've been and where you're going. It's a pause, but you're really just taking stock of where you are. And so when I look at the past energy here, I'm getting the Page of Swords. So the Page of Swords, it's a lot of clarity coming through, getting into the weeds, getting into the details, being curious, inquisitive, asking all of the questions, trying to figure out what exactly was going on, what steps you needed to take. It's all connected to this Five of Cups. The Five of Cups is shifting your perspective, focusing on the positive instead of the negative. And it feels like here with that Page of Swords energy, it's like, well, why did I feel that way in the first place? What led to now? And so what do I need to do to kind of shift my mindset and create some sort of new opportunity for myself? Because the Ace of Cups showing up here on the other side indicates that you're very focused on getting into a more positive space, opening yourself up emotionally to whatever this new beginning is, because it feels like you were ready for an emotional new beginning and you needed to kind of get an understanding on how to make it happen, how to get to that place. Okay. So in the current energy here, I am getting the Six of Cups. The Six of Cups is a card of nostalgia, but it's actually the Five of Cups and the Ace of Cups in the past kind of coming together and saying, okay, let's get you back into a happier, healthier energy. And that Six of Cups being that card of nostalgia, it's reminding yourself of happier times. But with that also came the Devil energy. And so that Devil energy, it's limitations and restrictions. So what I'm getting with all this information, what I'm coming to the conclusion is you're not going to be able to recreate the past in the present because you're getting the bad memories connected to it as well. There's limitations and restrictions. So even in the past, when you start digging into all of those memories and what was taking place at the time, it felt really good when you put it in perspective, but it feels like you want something better and bigger and just more rewarding now than what you've experienced in the past. It is kind of opening you up to, you know what? I can do more. I deserve better. The Devil energy is coming through as more of an awareness of everything that you went through in the past and everything that led to wanting the nostalgia, wanting to get back into that happier, healthier mindset. I feel like I keep saying the words out loud because I'm not quite able to tap into exactly what this energy feels like. So we'll keep going and we'll see what else comes out. But when I was asking about the Devil energy, and I did get the Wheel of Fortune, so there is a positive turn of events that's taking place. I got the Lovers energy, and so Lovers, Gemini energy, focusing on what really matters. I'm getting the Queen of Wands acting on that, and the Three of Cups, your happiness here. I'm almost getting the sense that when you look into the past and you identify, it's the Page of Swords, when you started getting into the details here in the past to figure out, okay, well, how do I get myself into this new opportunity? How do I create this opening for myself emotionally? And you started digging into your past to say, well, when was I happy before? What led to that? How do I recreate it? What you actually identified was some of this unhealthy habits, patterns, behaviors, people, whatever the devil energy represents for you, it's limitations and restrictions. Could be structures, could be any of it, but it feels like you're breaking free of it. And that's an interesting energy. It's the more that you focus on the past happiness, the more that you recognize you weren't as happy as you thought you were. When you put it in context, there was a lot of limitations around it. There was this kind of limiting behavior. What I'm getting on the other side of that devil energy is the Ace of Pentacles. So the Ace of Pentacles is a new start, new opportunity, but one with a lot of stability connected to it. So with the Ace of Cups in the past and the Ace of Pentacles here in the current energy, it looks like you're looking for better. You're looking for new, bigger, better opportunities to create stability and happiness for yourself. Because when you really focus here on the Six of Cups, it wasn't as stable of a foundation as you thought it was. Looking at the future energy here, I am getting the Judgment, which is that resurrection energy. This is you choosing yourself, choosing exactly what it is that you want, not settling for less, going after exactly what you want here. Because I'm also getting the Emperor with it, that Mars energy, Aries. And so this is you stepping into your own power and not settling at all. Very my way or the highway. When you make up your mind, you're going to go in that direction. High Priestess, trusting your instincts and intuition. This is very strong energy. Whatever it is that you're learning about yourself, and when you look at the past, whatever it is that you're identifying, it's giving you a lot of strength and a lot of power to go forward and just leave it all behind and say, you know what? I'm going to have better. That's it. Nothing's going to hold me back. Nothing is going to prevent that from happening. I'm not going to be distracted. Okay, let's see if we can get one card here on the Page of Swords. Wheel of Fortune. And now, of course, I'm getting two. Five of Wands. Okay. Tell me about the Five of Cups. Seven of Cups. And the Page of Wands with the Ace of Cups. So when I'm looking at the past energy here and I get that Page of Swords, that let's take a look at all the details. What exactly led to this moment? How do I get myself out of this moment? That Wheel of Fortune energy indicates divine timing. It was actually popping out when I was going through the deck and trying to get more information on the devil. So having this show up, clarifying the past energy, indicates things are playing out the way that they're supposed to. You were supposed to dig into it, identify where real opportunity exists, where you need to grow and expand, and just kind of see all of it. That's the Hanged Man coming into play. It actually started here in the past energy where all the pieces started to fit together. You started understanding why things were going in a specific direction, including these Five of Wands. The Five of Wands was obstacles and challenges. This feels like it was the catalyst for you getting into the Hanged Man energy, for you looking for the answers to all the questions that you had. Like, why does this keep happening? What is this cycle? Why can't I get it to break? What do I need to do in order to get this cycle to break so that I can move on? And then clarifying that Five of Cups with the Seven of Cups, shifting your perspective may have been very confusing, very cloudy. It feels like that's where you were looking for the answers. The Seven of Cups is emotionally overwhelming. And so even from this perspective, the negative energy feels like it was really weighing you down, that it was making it very difficult for you to see what the path forward looks like, where you can recapture happiness here. You really needed to kind of step into your kind of, it's almost like a hermit mode, but mental space where you were really thinking about things, not being in your emotions, taking that step back, or kind of rising above your emotions to say, okay, objectively, what's happening here? That's where that Page of Swords was coming into play. And that's exactly what the universe needed you to do in order to get yourself out of that space, out of that negative energy. Clarifying the Ace of Cups here, I am getting the Page of Wands. This is the direction that you started moving. When things cleared up, when your emotions became more clear and you started identifying the path forward, getting yourself out of that negative space, Page of Wands, you started taking action. It wasn't about sitting still. I'm getting that sitting still energy now, but I'm not getting it here in the past. This feels like inspired action to get yourself out of that negative energy. Go after exactly what you want. Two cards on the Six of Cups. Okay, tell me about the Devil. Okay. I see the wait and see. So showing up here, clarifying that Six of Cups, the card of nostalgia. I am getting the Hierophant energy, which is Taurus energy. It is one of the marriage cards in tarot. I don't always call it out because I don't always get that message, but this one is coming through. So it could be connected to an old relationship here. Could even be a marriage that maybe you thought would go the distance and then it didn't. It led to divorce, or even some sort of union that you thought would go to marriage or that kind of relationship and then it didn't. Because I'm also getting the Lovers here with it. So that Gemini energy is now showing up twice. And so in the current energy, you might be looking upon the past and saying, you know what, I had this really good relationship. But when you get down into the details of it, was it as good as you thought? Was it as good for as long as you thought? What was actually taking place here? Because now you have that ability to look back at the entire situation because you're not in it anymore. It's just a memory at this point that you're looking back upon, and you're able to see all of the cracks in the foundation, because I'm not getting that it was a stable foundation at all. I'm getting that there was a lot of veil around it, and veil is probably the best way for me to describe what I'm seeing. It's almost like you were looking at it through a veil, through some sort of like a sheer white curtain or something along those lines, where it was clear enough that it felt like it was stable. But if you actually took a look between the fibers, you could actually get that clear picture, and it wasn't as stable as you thought it was. Clarifying the Devil here is the High Priestess. Fine-tuning your intuition is just what I got here. So the message coming through about fine-tuning your intuition, there were red flags that showed up along the way. You may have dismissed them, whatever this was in the past here that just did not go the way that you thought, or wasn't built on that solid foundation that you thought it was. The fine-tuning of your instincts is now you kind of being aware of the red flags and saying, you know what, I did know that. I did recognize all those limitations and restrictions, or that it wasn't built on a solid foundation. And so I'm learning, I'm improving, I'm moving forward. And it feels like this is where that wait and see, that lookout kind of area that I'm picking up along the path is coming into play. Ace of Pentacles with a Two of Swords. So that Ace of Pentacles, this new beginning, one that is grounded and stable. The Two of Swords is that wait and see energy, that kind of, I'm going to stand still for a minute. I'm not going to act impulsively. I'm going to figure out what is my best path forward, and then I'm going to take some sort of action. So you're taking action to a specific point, but you're at this point in the journey now where you kind of want to reevaluate where you are and the progress that you made. That's this energy coming through. And so you're looking upon the past with fondness, with nostalgia, and it's showing you just maybe things that you missed. Tell me about the Judgment. Okay, I love this energy. So with the Judgment here in the future, I'm getting the Emperor. And so that resurrection energy, this you choosing yourself, I've got the Emperor out here twice. The Emperor is here, it's also here. And so I love it clarifying the Judgment, because this tells me that you're creating this very solid foundation for yourself. The Emperor is a number 4 card. The 4s are all about stability. And so this kind of new path, this let me just make sure that I'm choosing the right path. Let me look at where I've been. Let me figure out where I'm going. That's it. That's what you're doing. I love this energy because you're moving forward with confidence. You're choosing yourself. You've chosen your path. Clarifying this Emperor here is the Ten of Wands. Now, the Ten of Wands is a lot of burdens and responsibilities, but they're in the past. And so it feels like all of the learnings here, all of the effort and energy that you've put into getting to this point, it's done. It's over. You don't need to keep putting in that level of effort. You've made your mind up. You're moving down this path. You're very clear on the path forward. I love this energy coming through because there's a lot of confidence, a lot of trusting yourself. In fact, clarifying the high priestess that shows up here in the outcome energy is the judgment card. And so we've got the judgment out here twice, emperor out here twice, and even the high priestess is out here twice. And so with the judgment and the high priestess, you're stepping into your own power. You're choosing yourself. You're choosing your path. You're aligned with where you want to go. And what you're doing is really trusting your instincts and intuition. So I love the journey to this point, and even just this reevaluation, even though you want to constantly move forward, this is necessary in order for you to really make that clear determination going forward that you've made the right choices. So this is the reading for Friday. I hope it resonates. If it did, please like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Take care.